Type of outside hockey pond, or did you skate outside a lot?
Yeah, I grew up on the farm, so across the road from us in the field, we had there's a big forest, and then in the middle of that, we called it like the beaver pond because there's lots of beavers in it and everything. So it would freeze over. I don't know, maybe it was like 4 feet deep, and so it would freeze over every year, and then we'd take the one tractor out and could push it off. And then we'd get nets out there and whatever. We'd always play hockey out there. I mean, I have 2 older brothers, so we'd play together, and then sometimes friends would come out and that. And then, yeah, there's lots of nets in that pond because we try to play as long as possible in the winter, and then it would start getting too warm, and then it was too risky to go out on the ice anymore, so the nets would just sink in. So yeah, there's, I don't know, probably 3 or 4 nets laid in the bottom of the pond that we didn't get off in time, so yeah.
Where did you find that wanted to play hockey for you? How did you really...
I don't really know. I think it was just, I don't know why. I was 3 years old when I started skating, and I always just loved it and just kept having more and more fun, and then start to get to an age where you set goals and say, I want to make the NHL and win the Stanley Cup, and then so it just kept growing and snowballing, kind of snowball effect for me as time went on.
And were your parents involved? Were they like, did your dad ever coach you? Were they?
No, he wasn't, like you hear sometimes maybe a parents are super intense or on you, but I never had any of that from them with hockey. Like, they loved watching me always, and you know, he would tell me if he thinks I'm being a little lazy out there or whatever. But it wasn't like after game we'd have a coaching session for 20 minutes on the drive home. So no, they were just super encouraging for me, and just really supportive through the whole thing. Yeah.
Did you feel that your parents ever had to do sacrifices for you to play hockey?
Yes, for sure. I think. Growing up, my dad, he always, until maybe like 5 years ago, he would always work 2 jobs. So he was full-time with like the farm and everything. He was doing the grain through the summers and, you know, spring and fall. And then in the winter, when I don't know how old I was until we finally sold the cows, but then he was busy with cows and everything throughout the whole winter. And then he would also work out at the Transalta power plant too. So in between there, so he was always fully busy. And then Mom, she just helped out on the farm and then got us where we needed to go pretty much as best as possible. And so, yeah, I mean, they're just like everyone in this dressing room. I think their parents always had to sacrifice a lot, you included. Just tons of early mornings getting to rinks in tiny little towns to get to a practice or whatever where the team could find some ice for a good price, or get into a tournament in the next province over or something like that. And so, yeah, they sacrificed a lot, and I know, yeah, it took a lot of their time, but they say those are the best years for them for sure. They met a lot of nice parents and met a lot of nice families we still have good friendships with.